I will dabble the odd Mark 1 Focus, but it won't be this one. It's in burgundy. You all know. Old boy's car, that. He's walked into the showroom back in 2003 and he's gone to the salesman. Have you got one in burgundy?
Hi there, welcome back to the channel and to another auction video. Today's video we're going to be looking at cheap cars. So we're taking a trip to Aston, Barclay, Shropshire branch, Prees Heath, where we're going to be trying to buy a couple of bits today because I'm in need of some stock. It's January, it's usually very busy in the auctions in January. All the dealers are trying to get out and try and buy some stock. So it'll be interesting today to see in this video what happened with prices. Are they still expensive, or is the prices we saw before Christmas carrying on and declining, particularly in the stuff over £5 grand? We're going to focus predominantly today on this cheaper stuff because I am in need of stock and I'm going to be filming a lot more of the stuff that I'm probably going to buy. We will look at some more expensive vehicles as well, just the odd bit here and there, just to get some idea of what's going on in the market in January. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this video and we'll catch up at the end to see what if you want any vehicles and a quick chat about the day. Hi there, just a quick mention to today's sponsor, of course, our good friends at Vehicle Score. Now, Vehicle Score, guys, is a free vehicle checking service. Simply go to vehiclescore.co.uk and type in your registration number. It'll give you a free vehicle check and your own unique score. The score is based from 1 to 999, a bit like a credit score. Now, Vehicle Score will use your data from the vehicle, such as the mileage, the age, the MOT history, to give you a unique score. You can compare this to their average in their database to see how your car fares. It also gives you lots of free information on the vehicle itself, or data, sort of common faults and issues that particular vehicle may have. It gives you estimated valuations, an estimated lifespan. It gives an in-depth MOT history, mileage tracker, full of free, useful information. And one of their new features allows you to see if someone else has carried out a check of that vehicle on their database. But if you want the most up-to-date report, you can get it because Vehicle Score's checks are some of the best priced out there. They will check to see to make sure your car has never been involved in an accident, whether it's been written off, whether it's been a Category N or Category S, or whether it's been through a salvage auction unrecorded, whether it's got outstanding finance on it, whether it's been used as a taxi. Their checks are some of the most in-depth, best out there at a fantastic price. And one of their new Ultimate reports gives peace of mind by giving a £10,000 data guarantee. The searches start from less than a cup of coffee, and best of all, you get a discount. Car UK viewers get 15% off by using my promo code CARUK15. Simply type it in and you'll get 15% off either of those free checks. So make sure you get yourself over there, guys. Give them a try. It is completely free to use.
Right, we'll start at the beginning. Lot number 2. Don't ask why they don't have lot number 1. Not quite worked that out. A very poorly Astra 12 plate. Probably looks quite high mileage this, if I think I remember it last night. I saw it online. Yeah, it's 139,000, 1.6 petrol. Warning lights on the dashboard. It's a bit of a ripper. With that mileage on, it's probably not something that I'm going to be looking to buy. I'd buy it if it was just cheap as a trade car, just to get rid of, but I haven't really got much room at the moment to be buying too many trade cars. So I'm only sort of looking to buy stuff that's retail really at the moment, because that's what we're after. So it's a bit battered. Nice little self-tapping the bumper there, proper job. Dent there. It's not going to do a great deal with this. It's got a guide of £450, £460, sorry. I suspect it'll probably do 200 or 300 quid. I mean, if you put a bumper on it and use it as a car, I'm sure it'll be ideal for someone as a cheapie, but not something we're going to buy. But we'll first we'll have a look at that one. Now, this is one we could buy. Little Nissan Micra on an 09 plate in red. So will be 1.2 petrol, as most of them are. 5 keepers, which is a bit high, but it's an 89,000. Clean AA report on it. Take that with a pinch of salt, but gives a bit of a guide. Being red, car of this age, and we're making sure that it's not got much lack peel on it and fade in the paint. That's really your main sort of issues you're going to have with red cars at this sort of age. Checking things like the roof. Not too bad actually. It's pretty clean. No wheel trims on it, makes it look a bit scruffy. You never know, might make it a little bit cheaper. It looks a bit drab, but a few trims and that would freshen that up no end. We've got a bit of paint here, needs addressing. or a touch-up has been done there previously. A few marks there. Probably looking at painting, but might get away with the bumper, just painting that corner of the bumper, blending it in, losing it down there maybe. Maybe being red, you might have to just paint the whole bumper, buff it up, just to try and make it look match, you don't know. But anyway, there's paint needed, that's what we're saying. But it's not a great deal. These are usually good sellers. Not bad inside, it's a bit dark, but it's not bad inside. They say it's done 89,000, below average 540, it'll do more than that on an 09, average 950, clean 1350. I would suspect if that runs and drives reasonably alright, sounds okay, that's going to do somewhere around 700-800 quid, which would be a buyer at that sort of level. Actually, looking around, there was quite a few cheapies in first few lots, and then we got some more expensive stuff going down there, which I'll have a look at in a sec. We'll just do the cheapies first. Got another Fiesta diesel, sorry, no, a Fiesta diesel, say. There's another one somewhere further in where we'll look at in a bit. It's a 1.6 TDCi titanium, 99,000 miles. I prefer the 1.4s, but the 1.6, no wrong with the 1.6. It's just that my experience, they just seem to be a little bit less reliable than the 1.4, but they're not a bad engine. I'm not putting in a bad engine category. I just personally prefer the 1.4. They're all the same, £30 on road tax a year, good on diesel. 1.6 would be a bit nippier, just personal preference, but would still buy it. It's two former keepers. It's a little bit, wants a bit of a buff on the paint, being black. Not too bad on the report. We've got marker down a vehicle operations, a bit worrying. So we could back pointing towards maybe a clutch, or more likely, although it could be a clutch, this shape Fiesta does suffer with stiff gears, and it's usually down to basically like the cable selectors on the box that usually seize up, which is not a particularly difficult thing to fix. In fact, our works vehicle, same car, has a similar issue that needs addressing. So it's probably that. Titanium's got titanium alloys on, which I'm not a fan of. I think the normal alloys look better than the titanium ones on these. With being a titanium, it's pretty clean. There's a few little golf ball marks on it, but it's not too bad. But with being a titanium, dealers like to buy titanium. They just seem to give lots more money for them than they do even over a standard model. And it's not like just fractionally more, they seem to go for a lot more money. But it's a bit worrying on that vehicle operation. We need to make sure we speak to the driver when that goes through, see what it is. Money wise, average 970, about £1,000, clean 1,300. I'd say that about that sort of money, about £1,000. It's probably about right for a titanium. Retail, and that's £27.95, somewhere around there. I'd say that would be retail. Peugeot 207. This is a 1.4 diesel, so this is the engine I'm on about. So this is the same engine, well, 1.4, 1.6 diesel, same you get in a Ford Fiesta. They're not Ford engines, they are Peugeot engines. Now, people slag off Peugeots, but Peugeot in fair do make a good diesel engine. They always have. Well, this one is on a 61 plate, so it's probably one of the last 207s. These finished around late 11, early 12 plate, where they changed over. It's done 120,000 though, which is a bit high, but I could probably get away with retailing that. We had one of these recently which was sold straight away. In fact, we did a video on it on the channel, very low mileage 58 plate one we had on, and that went straight away, and we got 21.95 for that. Now, this is a bit newer, but a lot more miles on it, which is probably around a £2,000 car. However, straight away we have got a marker down there for engine, so I suspect we may have an engine light of some degree. So we'll have to see what that does when it goes through. That's going to have a massive effect on the price. Black wheel trims, 5-door, which is good. 5 doors are easy to shift. A bit flat on the paint, could do with a buff up, but it's not horrendous. A little touch up there possibly could be needed. Got a scuff there, maybe paint the corner. Probably not, I'll just go around touching up, to be honest, for the sort of price point of this car. A good buff up probably would see it look a lot better. Door is ajar, but I won't open it in case the alarm goes off. Inside isn't too bad for 120,000. I suppose, although the handbrake wants adjusting, I've noticed. It's not horrendous. Book wise, average 440 quid, clean 840. It's not clean. It's probably a £500-600 car, to be honest. It's on a 61 plate, it's not bad for a diesel, but that engine marker could be a big problem. From memory on these, things that go wrong with these engine wise, obviously for an engine lights on, but DPF problems could be an issue. Could be a blocked DPF. Turbos can go on them. The turbochargers on these are quite high up on the engine. Do suffer with poor oil feed, and so they get the pickups get gunked up and can cause turbos to basically fail. Can cause smoky turbos, EGRCs. There's a couple of things like that. They're not catastrophic as long as the engine itself is running and driving okay and not sounding like a bag of spanners. All the auxiliaries attached to it, turbochargers, EGR, stuff like that, they can be easily fixed. So we'll keep an eye on that. If it's handy money, we'll buy it. It's not going to be something top of a list today, but we might have a go. Very bright mocha. 1.6 diesel, done 99. Got marker down dashboard on fluid levels. Ugh. It's a shame this, because I looked at this last night and I'm very tempted to bid on it because it's handy money. What was it booking at? It's only booking at below average £2,000, average £2,500. Got a 65 plate. It's a 1.6 diesel, which is a Fiat derived engine. Same thing as you get in like Fiat 500 XL or stuff like that. Not a terrible engine, not the most refinest of things, to be honest. Suffer with noisy injectors and stuff, that's quite common. But it's nice inside. I would like to get a mocha now. I mean, I prefer petrol, to be honest with you, because I know where I stand with the petrol. But it's a bright car on a good year. Looks like a £5,000 car. It'd be my sort of this is more sort of the upper thing I'd buy on my pitch, because I'm dealing in stuff sub £5,000. But I'd be a buyer of that. However, markers down on fluid levels, an engine dashboard, all that dashboard light, could be looking at DPF issues, which we can fix. But you know, pinch of salt type territory. You want to make sure we're not opening a can of worms up. Don't be paying top money for something then having to pay top money to fix it. Like I said, retail on it's about £5,000. Very bright thing. Be 4,995 for me on the pitch. I'm gonna have a go at that. Well, it's on my list to have a go at, because there's a couple of things I've noticed as well that are really nice. Oh, notice that down there actually. Bit of paint. I think we might need to address that. Something I've noticed though. Corsa. Number 5 again early in silver. £74,000 free keepers. Again, marker down on vehicle operation. We'll have to see what that might be. Could be clutch, could be stiff going in gear, could be noisy gearbox. You just don't know. Could just be nothing. And sometimes the AA guys just put down something because they're unsure. They put it down as could be just be on the cautious side. I've had that many a time. Got a bit of damage on the bottom of the bumper. Oh no, or is it just? I think it's where the splitter's been. So this is an SX. Is it an SR or an SXI? It's an SXI. But it's had obviously got like an SRI spoiler, trim spoiler's had on it at some point, lip spoiler, and obviously still got the side skirts. I'm not sure if the SXIs came with them. They may have been added on by someone. Anyway, regardless, that one's coming off. It's just what's remaining of the backing material, just one's coming off. Or put another one on it. Yeah, I think these are standard. These have been modded on, so I think someone's bolted them on. A little bit of a scuff there. Well, most of that will come out, but it won't be perfect. We've got a bit of rust there, so it'd probably be better just to have that painted. Or sell it as is, if you wanted to, a bit cheaper maybe. I'd probably paint it, but inside, got a fancy stereo in there. Clean interior. It's a bit dark down here, but paintwork down this side is actually alright, to be fair. It's not a bad little car. You can tidy up. But I struggle by this type of stuff here. Courses, part exchanges at dealers, I get offered them all the time. I get buy them in the public, no problem. Auction, struggle to buy them. Really struggle to buy courses, because this is the sort of bread and butter that people want. Book price on it says below average 340 quid. It will not do 340 quid. Average 710, clean grand. Ain't clean, I'd say it's probably a £700-800 car. I mean, at that sort of level, you'd be a buyer of it. But it's probably, I could probably get £22.95 for that, £23.95. Done, painted, you know, all matched in. But we'll see what that one does. We'll have a go. I suspect we won't win it, but we'll have a go. After the mocker, we've got quite a few coming in. Some more expensive vehicles, not the sort of stuff that I'll be buying today, but we will see what they do. So we've got this Honda CR-V Estate. This is an auto, done 72. It's booking at about 9.4. Bottom book's about 8.5 grand. We'll see what that does on a 16 plate. Very bright thing. Being a Honda, it's be superb quality. Behind that we've got Sportage on a 15. We'll see what that does. I do like these, and some of the early ones of these are starting up on the miles, are starting to get into my category of my pricing category. So we probably will end up buying one of these at some point in the near future. Probably not going to buy this one because this one's 3,600 quid. It's a bit be like a £6 retail car. So it's probably just a bit over my sort of my pricing band. I don't like to put anything on above £5, and even then, most of below I buy is 3.5 grand or below retail. We're talking about here. 1.4 keeper, nice thing. 1.7 diesel, good engine. In fairness, don't usually give too many problems. Nice thing. Nothing fancy about it. It's not like a high spec or anything. It's just an half decent looking Sportage. They sell well. They're pretty popular. People like them. Handy money really at 3.5 grand. Oh, guy's got a flat tyre. Now this is an interesting one, but we're going to have a quick talk about it first before we. Now this is an interesting one. This is only booking £1,925 bottom book. Average 2,400. 15 plate. So you're thinking, like, must have high mileage or be on the register. Nope, neither. It's 2 former keepers, and it's only done 85,000 miles, and it's got a clean report. You look round it and you think, 2.5 grand for that on a 15 plate Fiesta. What a bargain. And it's petrol as well. That is really, really nice thing. That's the sort of thing I put on my pitch. I'll have people all over it. Imagine that at like 4 grand, 4.5 grand retail. It's actually retailing at. I think that's cheap as chips. However, there's a reason why it's got such a low book on it. It's an EcoBoost. If that was a 1.2 petrol Z-Tech engine, the older engine, the book price would be far more than it is with an EcoBoost engine in. The EcoBoost engine has a major reflection on the pricings of some of these models. You can get 2 models, same year, literally same age, and the difference in the price because of the engines is huge. But we'll see what it does. Now here's one I've got marked down to look at. 12 plate Scirocco diesel. It's a GT 170. It's up on the miles. 148. Now I, as a rule of thumb, wouldn't really look at stuff above 120. Even that's on the high side. But as a cheapy car and it drives well, I'll sell it. However, 148's pushing it a bit. I've sold the odd Monday with my mileage on, but they just plod on forever, them things. However, I'd be tempted at that because the price of this is only booking 1,300 quid below book. Now, it won't do 1,300 quid. That's a bit realistic. Average 17 clean, 2 grand. It ain't clean. However, I suspect it will try and do clean money because you don't see many of these at that low 2 grand. It's been touched in there. It looks like Tipex. So that wants addressing. I mean, it's in white. Ooh, that quarters. That's terrible. This might be cheap. Not sure it's picking up on the camera. There's the original paint. That's been painted clearly. As you can see, it's all horrible and crazy paint. Come back. So that entire quarter. I mean, it's all the way up here as well. So it's been painted on this panel. All the way up here. Been painted, blended. Well, it's even blended. Terrible. Down there. That door's a little bit flat as well, but that'll probably come back and that's original. That'll come out. So you get a quarter and a corner bumper so far, and buffing up at least. Roof's alright. Oh, that bumper's chippy. Ugh. There's quite a bit of paint on this. Bumper once, probably coming off. You can throw 400 or 500 quid of paint at this. Easy. I certainly won't be giving 2 grand for it. I'm not paying clean money and I'm going to spend 500 quid painting it. Tearing the seat once repairing, a little rim nick in it. Wheels badly damaged. No, it's a tyre, sorry, ignore me. It's been hit there, took the lip of the tyre off. I mean, you can't see it doing 1,500 quid, to be honest, because of what it is. But if it did, we'd buy it, because you need that bit of extra discount just to paint it. Retail on it's 3.8. 3.8 to 4 grand retail. It looked well on the pitch at 3.95. But you say you're going to need to spend 1,500–1,600 quid, put your fees on, prep, every 700 quid in prep. Be careful with the numbers. I'd like to buy one of those. Maybe that isn't the one. I don't know, we'll see when it goes through. See when my hand goes up. Very cheap, found here. 63 plate in a flat grey, which I quite like. Not booking at a great deal of money. It is booking at 620 quid below average. It won't do that. Average a grand, clean 1,400. Mainly because of that cheap valuation of the mileage. Sadly, it's a 1.2 petrol, by the way. It's 120 thou. It's up on the miles on a 63 plate. Premium port on it though, and a lovely colour. Now I'd be a buyer of that, because to me, what I'm selling, that wouldn't bother me too much. Now I don't have many people rushing to buy it without miles on. It will be a slow sort of sale, but it will go. It'll be one of those cars that looks so cheap on the page. You get people looking at it, and then when they realise the mileage, 70% of them will just dismiss it straight away. But there's still a market for stuff like this. Someone who wants one of these, that's not bothered too much about the miles, a bit up on it, runs and drives well, nice looking thing that's in budget, it'll sell. Retail on it's $28.95. It'll look very cheap at that on the pitch. About between $28.95 and $3.1. It's probably somewhere around there. It's not a bad little car, that. 1.2 petrol, not too bad. I wouldn't say it's super reliable by any means. It's okay. They do suffer with noisy chains. They'll make sure the chain's alright. That fog lamp looks looking at, it's a bit misted up. Other than that, really, it ain't that bad. I'll be a buyer of that. And these two have been after, these on my list. Got the Seat Leon diesel that we'll look at in a minute, and this Audi A3. Now, I'm not a massive buyer of German stuff, mainly because they're difficult to buy, and contrary to belief, at this sort of age, not newer, they're very reliable and drive amazing. But at this sort of age, they can become a little bit temperamental. Now, this is a 1.6 petrol, it's an S-Line. Don't mind the 1.6 petrol this year, it's okay, so I'm not too worried about that. Most of them are diesels, most people prefer a diesel, but a lot of diesels are thrashed at this point, at this age, so I'll probably go with a petrol. It's not too bad, the bonnet's a little bit flat, wants buffing up, but it can't come back easy. Being an S-Line, it's nice respect. It's going to book at strong money for a 58 plate car, because it's an Audi and they just do. So it's done 100,000 miles, which doesn't bother me too much on that year, it's about average. It's below average is 1,300 quid, it won't do 1,300 quid. If it did, my hand would be up straight away, if that was the sort of level it's going to do. Being S-Line, we've got leather in there, she's lovely spec. If I put this on the pitch, I'd have a swarm of people after it, it will sell easy. It's just trying to buy it because there'll be a competition for this. But that's a clean old 58 plate Audi. Clean 2,200. I'd still be a buyer of that. Retail on it's nearly 4 grand. But this is the thing, you see, 4 grand, you put that up at 3.95 on the pitch. I mean, let's be honest, I don't mind saying this, that's an expensive car. That's a lot of money for a 58 plate car. A lot of money. It's a 58 plate, you know, Focus or something. I mean, can't really compare the Focus to it, but yeah, you get what I mean. You're paying a premium for something like that, and it is an old car, but they sell. People want them. Golfs, Audis. So we're going to have a go at it and see. It will sell, no doubt about it. But it is a lot of money for an old car. The other one I'm looking at is this Leon. I love Leons. I think these are superb vehicles. I prefer these over the Golfs. They just seem to be a little bit less temperamental, even though the underpinnings are pretty much the same. This is a 1.6 diesel, so not a bad little engine. As it goes, economical. Can suffer with turbocharge failure, but it's not horrendous to fix. One former keeper. It's a CR model. Tiny little bit chippy on that door, but can be easily rectified. It's alright. Buff up and it'll look $1 million. Oh, bit of damage here. Yeah, want some paint there. Most of that actually scuff will come out, but there's a dent left, so we got a nice sway line there to work with on the arch, so it's not a terrible repair that. Got a little bit on the door there, a bit chippy, that'll come out, it's scuffed. But maybe a little money would make that right again. Book price on it below average 1,600 quid. Can't see it doing 1,600 quid. Average 21, clean 2.5. It ain't clean, wants paint, it's probably going to be average money, 2,100 quid. They're probably slightly over 22 maybe. It's going to push towards clean because that's a proper bit of tackle. I know people think, oh, it's a 100,000 mile old car. That's what's selling at the moment, that sort of thing. Spit platey, 62 plate. Yes, it's 11 years old, but it's still, most people buying this sort of stuff still think it's quite a modern looking car, which it is. Definitely be a buyer of that today. I'm bidding on that one. One we definitely won't be buying today is a Peugeot 307. Never the best of cars. You don't see many of these left anymore, purely because they weren't very good. Bear in mind this replaced the 306, which was a brilliant car. The 307 was not in that category. This one is, although it's very clean, in fairness to it, I wouldn't say I wouldn't never buy one, I'd just be very cautious about buying one. I wouldn't go looking for it. But when it says do not leave running, overeating, probably goosed, let's be honest. So, it's a shame. It's only a few £100, but not for us. Also behind it as well, we'll keep an eye on, is a little Fiat 500. I've just sold one of these. I don't have any 500s left. This is a 11 plate one done 80,000. It's a 1.2 lounge, standard petrol fire engine in it. Bottom book 1,100 quid. You won't do that. Average 16, clean 2 grand. Retail on it is 33.95. Wants paint. Just notice that on that arch and up there as well. So we're going to be, that'll come out of that scuff, but it wants painting. So we're into a little bit of paint. I've also noticed the door handles come off on the passenger side. Keep them in stock actually, because the damage has gone into the door, so we're going to be in a wing, painting and a door blending. So there's a few £100 there straight away. Car's quite flat, want to buff up as well. It might be cheaper than we think this. Oh, it's got that horrible interior, but just there's nothing wrong with the actual colour of it. Well, there is. It's filthy dirty, but some of these seats here seem to pick up all the dirt. Really horrible. Wants a good bath. But not valid nothing, is it? That was the biggest problem we faced. Would this job would be easy? But I'd be a buyer of Fiat 500s. This one's got a clean report on it, but you take it with a pinch of salt. Clutch operation, steering, stuff like that. You've got to be careful with those sort of things. So we'll see what happens when we go through. They also suffer with corrosion on the rear axles. I don't think we'll be able to see this one. I'll put my head on and see. You can see out. Not too bad. A little bit of flaking on it, which is normal. I'm not too worried about a bit of flaking, you can easily tidy them up. If you're looking for usually big fracture marks along here in this cup spring coming out. But that one doesn't look too bad. It's usually slightly older ones. The ones I've been doing lately, like 58 plates, 09s. Usually where it's dropping all my stuff. But usually what start going. Even them are not the end of the world. Change the axle on them, they're quite cheap to buy. Not very easy to do. Garage will charge you a fortune to do it, but for us, we put one on recently. The axle's about 120 quid. It takes about a day to do it. I've done all the brake pipes and reflared them and stuff like that, put shockers on and messed about with it, but it's easily doable. And this old gem. Now this isn't something I'm going to be buying. I will dabble the odd Mark 1 Focus, but it won't be this one. It's in Burgundy. Oh no. Old boy's car that. He's walked into the showroom back in 2003 and he's gone to the salesman. Have you got one in Burgundy? How are we doing? Yeah, I'm alright, you're alright, Troy. They're a good car, Mark 1 Focus. Bear in mind this replaced the Escort, it was a massive leap forward, but they're a bit old that now. And I have bought and sold one of these recently, and I don't mind the odd one if it's really clean, or if it's an auto, because you still see a few of these in auto flying around. And obviously at the moment an auto would be good news. You can get a ticket on it, even an old car like that, an automatic, it's worth money, because there's nothing around. That's not what I'm going to buy something like this. It's a 150 quid car. What, it's a cheapy thing, you're not bothered, great, but it's not something we're going to sell on retail. But we'll watch it go through, cover all bases. Mainly a lot of general cars in today. There's not really much prestige stuff in. They've moved some of the prestige stuff out to the fleet sales on a different day, so we'll probably cover them in another video. So like I said, most of the stuff today is just real sort of bread and butter part exchanges and stuff I really like. This is my sort of tackle. There's quite a lot of that in here today. Really the sub £5 grand stuff that's at the moment that's what's selling. So they've obviously brought quite a lot of this stuff. Arnold Clark sale, by the way, we're talking about today. This is where these cars are from. The odd bit of motor range as well, but most of it's Arnold Clark. They put a lot of the the sort of cheapy stuff in here today, so they've obviously got faith in selling it here. And really, I mean, of the prices that I've been hearing recently, last few days, some of their stuff should be doing decent money, so we'll see if we manage to win anything. I say there's quite a lot of stuff in. I mean, there's a bit of older sort of premium branding Mercs and BMs in, 320D, stuff like that. C220 here. So we'll catch a few of them as they go through as well. It'll be interesting to see what happens today. So anyway, we'll get ourselves in position and get ourselves ready for the sale and see if we can try and win a couple of bits.
Seems cheap, but in reality, quite a battered car. Didn't get me bid. Good money that.
We're going to go through them down, 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 6 online, 7 down, 7 in the room, 7, 8 online.
I have noticed on this course it's got very little coolant in it and a bit of sludge in the bottle, so it's probably potentially an egg gasket issue, potentially, or side casing issue. Not for me, that, to be honest, it's a bit too dear. See, I can buy these a lot cheaper in part exchange from dealers than I can do in auctions. Too much for me, that one. I'm getting cheaper elsewhere. Peugeot diesel. Not that bad actually. A bit of that. Oh no, hang on. New bidders. Oh, we're going for it. Let them carry on first. Not too much for me now. I was going to bid on that then, but all of a sudden some more hands popped up. Didn't see the point. Did too much. I would have been about £700 man. That sounds awful. Very chainy. I ain't buying that. I don't need any of that at the moment. That is amazingly cheap, but it's got a very rattly chain. If we had less in, less to do, I'd take that on a little bit of a project car, but that does sound a bit terminal. On there, it's a clean thing, this one. No stopping sale, 2 pound meters, good cards, anybody, you buy this one, 85, 85 stands mine, 85, 86, 86, 87, 87, 87, 88 online, 88 online, 8,000 pound 9 online, 89 online, 8,900 pound on that, 9,000 pound cheap car, 9,000 pound, 9,001, 91, 91, 9,100 pound on that, 91 we got that, 91 ready, got it up, 91 online, 9,200 pound on that at 90, well, which cheap was that? 9,100 pound, William Park, Bullish Street, 9,100 91 to about the 91. Is that 92? Look sharp. 91 once.
Struggling a little bit.
91. Hold that one for now. 91.
Provisional. Sportage in next.
And the next one, number 9.
Squeaky brakes.
Sportage, 84 on the clock, history of 56.
Wheels are really bad. What wheels want refurbing?
Green on the shore. He's got the roof. I've got around this. 32 to start. 32, 3, 4, 35, 4,000 pounds. That's the way to do it. 4,000 pounds. Over the ball, over the ball. 4,000 pounds, 4,000 pounds.
Struggling.
41, 2 in front, 3, 43 to about 4, 44, 5, 45, 6, 46 to about the ball down, 6 to about the ball 6. Anyone else 7, 48. 48 says now, 48 to about the ball down, 8 to about the big once, twice, 4, 8.
To the man in the left, yes sir. We'll be coming to the energy to get breast collar. Green report again on this one. Again on the away. Yeah, go down. Right. 29, we're away. 25, 26, 26, 3, thank you, 3, 3.
Straight in, 3 grand.
Online, 31, 2, 32, 3, 33, 33, 33, is in the room. 33 is in the room. 33, 4, 34.
Well, the book price was wrong on this one, wasn't it?
35, 35, 35, that's it, it says. 35, 35, 35, is that it up? 35, 35, 35.
Not struggling to sell that one.
35, once, twice.
Could tell that.
35, 35.
What a car. Happy New Year.
Service 82 is a normal grade 2. Have a go around this. Coming at 76, 50. I'm going to start 52. 100 pounds. 52. 50 divided by 3. 53 divided by 1,000. 4 divided by online. 55 in the room. 50 divided by 1,000. 6 online. 7 in the room. 57 divided by 1,000. 7 divided by 8 back online. 9 in the room. 59 divided by 9. 59 on sale. 59 divided by 9. Anyone else? 59 divided by 9 once. Twice. 59.
Sold. Slightly underbooked. Out the door. Scirocco next. We're interested in this one. Wants a lot of paint, I remember. Oh, there that. As soon as I bid it, hands thrown up everywhere. So that's me out. That's only about 1600-1700 quid. Online it'll look cheap. You're not going to see all the paint imperfections. Doesn't surprise me, that's all online. Nice Corsa, strange colour. Dark, very dark green metallic. SRA AVX line though.
7, 48, 9, 49 on sale, 5.
Clean 5-1.
51 at the bottom of the bar, 2.
There you are, overbooked.
Says now, 50 divided by the bid. Would you like a 50? Says now, 50 divided by the 2 once, twice, 5, 2.
Van in next. Varo. 2700, 1600 CDTI. Sporty. Let's see if the vans are doing more. They were pretty dismal last month. We'll see if they're doing any more this month.
68 we go, 68, 6,800, pack 9, 69 in the room, 69, 697 online, 71, 71 bed, 71 bed, back in the room, 71 bed, 71 bed, 2 online.
Average 7.6.
72 online, 72 K, 4,
Nearly there.
75, 76, 76, 76 online, 76, 08 is selling, 76,
Selling it.
76 in the corner, 76 once. 76 twice, and
Spot on his money.
Number 15, this is called Bobby 721 on the clock. Service is going to the 14. I tell you what, that does look well. I'm going to start £1,000. £1,000, 11, 12, 13, 13 to the value of 1,014, 14 to the value of 15 to the bag, 15 to the value of D16, 16 to the value of 1,000, 16 to the value of 16, 16. Anyone else? 50 CV quick, and 16 to the value of 16. Once, 16 goes twice, 15, 17. Says now, 17 to the value of 17, once, twice, 17.
right, here's a racing star again, that is the automatic.
Another van coming in a sec, the Berlingo. 1.6 diesel, 120 pounds. See what this one does. The other van did about just its money, so we'll see if this one's any better. It's a cheeky van for someone. Not booking a great deal on a 66 plate. 23 to 3,100 quid sort of mark. The Euro 6 is white as well, so cheap little van with Euro 6.
No VAT to pay. We're going to start with this one. We'll go 25 to start.
No VAT.
26, 27, 28, 29, 3. £3 about the bid, bid 1. 31 of the amount 2. 32 about the bid 3. 33 about 4. 35, 36. 36, now S36, 32 got about the bit of 36, 36, 37 fresh money, and 37 got about the bit of 378, 38, 9.
Not surprised it's doing overbook. The mileage is high, but where do you buy a Euro 6 van for less than £5 grand? It's difficult. So it's not for value. Couple bits in, 64 plate Pure Tech, 1.2208. Sounds like a bag of spanners, so shan't buying that. Bad news. And then the Audi after. So what about this? Also notice behind it we've got a little big bright blue Fiesta 1.2 petrol VTEC. 5-door one as well. What you want it in the right colour. Ding there. It's cold today. There's two there to go for, the Audi and the Fiesta, so we'll see if we can win any of them. 208, bag of spanners. Starting off, 64 plate Peugeot grand. But he will need an engine. Yeah, online bidders are on it. Not quite sure what they're getting themselves involved in here, but they're about to find out if they win it. Sold. Someone's bought a project. Right, Audi, let's see if we can win this. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one. Or containment excitement. No.
Fiesta has got good service history, 85,000 on the clock. We're going to start with this one at £1,000. £1,000, 1, 1, 1 to 1, 11, 11 to 11 in the ring, 11 to 12 online, 12 to 12 down, 13 online, 13 to 1,000 ring, 14 room, and 14 to 15 room, 15 to 1,000 16 room, and 16 to 1,000 17 room, 17 to 1,000 17
It's not, but
18 in the room, 18 to the
I can buy them cheaper.
now it's in the room.
Very bright car though.
18 to the 50, 18 to the big goals once, 18 to the big goals twice, and 18 15. VTEC is on the 1665, 40 pounds on the board, history of 38. Have a good look round this.
Should be cheap this, category S. 40,000 miles. What a cheap car. What a plate. You can live with the Cat S sticker on it. And it's not a 1 litre eco boost, so that's good news.
Wow, 50 to start. 50, 60. 16 on the round of 17, 17 on the round of 18, 18 on the round of 19, 19 on the round of 2, deja vu, 1, 21, 2, 22, 3,
Cheap car.
23,
I don't need to buy it. 3-4 grand retail Cat S Fiesta to be honest, but
2 pound 50, and 20 pound 50, pound 50, pound 50, 6.
the ideal to shove the wife in though. She wouldn't drive it, but
50, yes and now, 26, 50, then 7.
it would have been ideal.
50. Sets down, 27.50 the big goals once, twice, 27.50.
I booked at 4 grand if it wasn't on the register. So we missed out on the other one. So this is the one with the damage on the wing and the door. I'll show you the shot there so you can see it.
Okay, 1,000 you're in. £1,000. 1,000 £1,000 11. 11 at the band, 11 at the band, 11 at the band, 12 at the room, 12 at the band, 12 at the band, 12, 13 on 9, 14 room, and 14 at the band, with the body, with the body, with the 14, 14 at the band, with the 14, 15 in the room first, 15 at the band, with the 1,000 pound, with the band, with the 15, 15, on sale, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, round now, 15, 15, anyone else at 15, 5 off, 15, 15, box, 16,
And when I get back, we'll
16, says down, 16 at the band, 16 box, twice, 16.
another one. Right, I'll get outside for a minute, have a quick chat with you. Well, I was going to come out here, I thought I was going to come out here 10 minutes ago and say, we're struggling, we're not going to get much today, prices are high, and they generally are high, to be honest with you. Everything, the cheapy end is doing strong money, but I then managed just to sneak in a couple of bits. I managed to get the Audi, which I really wanted to do. That was my top of my list, that Audi, so I'm chuffed I got that. I've given 1,900 quid for it. I had £2,000 in my head, and then that would have been my absolute top. So to get it 100 quid less than I thought realistically I was going to end up having to pay, I'm pleased with. I'm hoping it drives all right, and because if it does, for an S-Line, that will sell easy. But again, it's a lot of money that's going to be retail for an old car, but they do sell, and I think we'll sell that pretty easy. Anyhow, we also won the Fiat, the 11 plate with the door and wing painting, which is a few £100s to put right. And we got it at okay money. I mean, it's not a bargain, don't get me wrong, but it'll do all right. It's probably a £3,200 car to sell on an 11 plate with that mileage on. We've just sold one very similar for a little bit less than that in blue. It's a couple of years older, so you know it's about right, that sort of money. Time I got it painted, probably I was around the £2,000-ish mark, maybe a bit more with a bit of prep on it. So yeah, there's a slunk of money in that. I mean, it's a Fiat, so you'll end up spending more than you first planned. It's just that's the way they are. But yeah, so I'm happy with the two purchases. But other than that, everything else, really, I've bid on. I've been nowhere near. Right, I've got the hub back up. Let's get ourselves back in. We've got a few bits towards the end. We're getting a bit thin now. There's not many left. There's only 100 lots in today, so it's only a quick sale. But you know, we've got a few left, so we'll go see if there's anything left over. We might be able to sneak another one out. But we've got two today, so I'm happy with what we got. So we'll walk away with just those two purchases. I ain't complaining. But overall, today, I mean, your view, the general emphasis seems to be that anything under the £5,000 is still doing bonkers. You're having to fight to the death for it. And anything sort of over £5,000 is still struggling or just about getting to book. It's better now for the prices are doing better than they were before Christmas. Dealers are eager to buy, really eager to buy. But there is that sort of nervousness about the situation with, you know, the economy out there and what people are sort of buying at the moment and, you know, demand. So, a bit of nervousness. Anyway, let's get back in there.
£100 in here for years.
Beautiful.
Here we go, £1,000 we go, £1,000 we go, £1,000, 11, keep it up on 12, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 9.
Where did that come from? Well, I was in at 11 for about half a second. I'm having a go at that. 50. Yeah, 50. One more.
I
took me back then. We did 1,100 quid. I didn't have time to think. And next thing he's at 17. This is the Peugeot 307 that's very poorly and overeating. I think that's generous, 300 quid. Especially if it's not going to get you out. It's a shame because it's a clean car. Might be something simple. Little Suzuki Alto coming in. I was tempted to have a look at, but it's misfiring. it might be something straightforward, a little 3-cylinder, but not the most difficult engines to work on. But you never know, do you? You don't want to ruin the day and buy a nail, do we? We'll leave that. We'll leave the flower power reveal. We'll see what it does though. Also this Clio, I've got one identical already, so I don't really need a second one. Although it is Cat D, low mileage, it could be a cheap car. So I've struggled to sell the one I've got, and I don't know why, because it's such a good car. Cheapest Mini you'll ever see, 91, plot number 91, 190,000 miles. 1.6 diesel, the Peugeot engine.
325,
bit battered. 325, boy, what's up there now? Oh God.
Right, listen on in the Corsa, Corsa 93,000 miles,
The Corsa, 1-2 special design, just 93, Cat N. I've got there that.
£200 per day. Cat N, yeah, it's low as well. 2, 3 bed per day, 3 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 per day, over now. 3 per day, 3 per day, 3 per day, 3 per day. All shine, 350 once, sold 350 twice, and 350.
That's surprising. Didn't expect that. I didn't expect that. What? Didn't expect to win it for 350 quid? I just thought I was helping the numbers. I mean, that was that cheap, to be honest. I bought one recently, the one I'm on about, 1,300 quid I think I paid for it, not on register. Anyway, Alto. Might get some online bidders on this. Not struggling really, average is 14.25. For 64 plate car, it's a lot of money. It's not a lot of money, is it? I've got a misfire though, we've got to bear that in mind. I don't think it'd be anything catastrophic, to be honest. They're really decent little engines in these. Probably just a coil pack. That's not bad for 650 quid. If I didn't have anything, I'd have had a go at that. Right, another auction is completed. So I think we'll get ourselves now back home and we'll have a bit of a sum up about what we've won and what we've seen today, because we've had some interesting vehicles in today and some interesting prices. We'll go have a chat about that in a minute.
Right, so another auction trip completed. 3 winners today, so we did quite well actually, and to be fair, one of them I was not expecting to buy at all, that Corsa at the end. Anyway, we'll talk about those winners. So I got the Audi today, the Audi A3, the 1.6 petrol S-Line. Really pleased with that. That was really my number one target of the day, so I'm really chuffed that we got that vehicle over the line. £1,900 paid, the upper end of my budget, but to be honest with you, I'm just so glad to win it, and the fact that I got it in budget, I ain't going to be too bothered about paying the upper end of it, because at the end of the day, I struggle to buy that type of stock. I wish I could buy more of that type of vehicle, but it is very difficult to buy those sort of vehicles. The competition's fierce, and also as well, you need to be really careful because some of them are quite ropey, and I just won't buy any old rubbish. I do like to pick what I am buying, even though they are older cars, particularly if we're going to retail them, which obviously that S-Line would definitely be looking to do that. So fingers crossed that that one is okay. We also won the Fiat 500, the one that in white that needs a little bit of paint on the wing and the door. Now, to be honest with you, that wasn't really a bargain by any means. I've paid about average money for an average car, but we can certainly make that into a car. Definitely needs a valet because the seats are absolutely horrible inside, but they will come back. And it does need that paint doing, the wing and the door particularly. A few £100 there to probably put that right, but it can be put right. Paintman will sort that out, no problem. On an 11 plate without miles, it's going to be around the £3,200 mark. We've sold a few of those recently. They always sell. We're getting a bit used to them now, to be honest, so we're quite happy. We're working on them, even though they can be a little bit temperamental, but they're not that difficult to sort of fix. And I'm sure we can turn that around and get it on sale, and I have no doubt that it will sell pretty quickly. So not a bargain by any means, but I'm quite happy with that. It's a sort of everyday stock that I need to try and purchase. Now, the one that surprised me was the Corsa towards the end, which we purchased, £350 paid. Now, I didn't expect to win that. I don't even think I even looked at it, to be honest. I looked at a Corsa earlier on, which went through, did about £1,000 or 1,100 quid from memory, a little bit too much money, and I know it had potentially some head gasket issues, that one we saw towards the beginning. So I wrote that off pretty much straight away, and it had too much money for my liking anyway. However, the one towards the end, which I didn't really look at, other than just a brief sort of scoot round, didn't look too bad. Now, I didn't check under the bonnet, so I don't know what I've got myself into, but at £350, I ain't bothered. At that sort of money, even the worst case scenario, like a cylinder head problem, can easily be fixed and keep into budget. They're very good sellers. Even if I had to put an engine in one of those for that sort of money, I'd happily do it if the rest of the car is pretty straight and right, which in fairness, it did look like. So we'll see when we get that one out if I really have got myself a bargain. Worst case scenario, I can probably just use it as a parts car because we deal with that many Corsas. It's always useful to have one as parts because we rifle them for quite a lot of bits, to be honest. They're quite useful to have around. But I've got a sneaky suspicion that might actually be a gem, that little Corsa. Some other things we saw on the day, the Seat Leon. I was quite disappointed I didn't get that, to be honest. It threw me back a bit, that one. I bidded on it originally at sort of 1,100 quid, put my hand up, I was straight in. But then all of a sudden, within about half a second, it shot up to about £1,700. Took me completely by surprise. I wasn't expecting to win it at £1,100, but I was expecting to be outbidded and just sort of getting the motions bidding it up. But there was that much interest in that vehicle, like I said, shot straight up to 1,700 quid and kept going. And then I had a bit of a rethink and then thought, you know what, actually I'm still in budget here, I'm still actually in my price bracket. So I had another go, eventually got to about £2,000 and decided, you know what, that's enough. I'd won the Audi by that point and I was on the Fiat. To be honest with you, I didn't really need to overspend my budget to buy that Leon, even though it was a really nice car. So the takeaway today really from what we saw, again, same old really. Anything under £5,000, sort of £2,000-3,000, that sort of middle of the road retail stuff, still doing really strong money. Unless it had real faults of it, everything was doing sort of overbook. People having to pay out a little bit more to buy those sort of vehicles. Again, I overpaid slightly on the Audi today. I'm not particularly bothered because it's a sort of thing that will easily sell. Again, with the Fiat, that sort of everyday tackle, you're going to have to pay that just a little bit more than what the book says in order to obtain it. Whereas if you go past the £5,000 mark, we saw some bits today that have actually been quite cheap, to be fair, and we're just about getting near their sort of bottom book price. So things have probably improved a little bit since December and November, where things are really starting to come down heavily and dealers were really reluctant to buy that more expensive vehicles. So they definitely seem to be more keen in buying stuff this month, but will it continue? Is demand still there for those more expensive vehicles? Well, one way to find out is we're going to check out a fleet auction very soon, so we'll see what happens there with those more expensive vehicles to get a better idea what's going on in those markets. Anyway, that's enough for today. Thank you for watching this auction video. Make sure you check out my other content as it lands this week. And I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all in the next video.